Greetings YouTube, Fuzz here, welcome back to Sonic Mania, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial where I'm going to explain how you can actually play with Mighty and Ray as a team in Mania mode. Okay, so normally they could only play together like this if you was playing Encore mode, or you could play them individually in Mania mode, but you couldn't actually play them together. So this will give you access to Mania mode, including the original colour palettes, the original level layouts, but you can actually go through the story with both of these characters as opposed to just one or the other. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's no actual official way in the game of being able to group these two together for Mania mode. So just treat this as a bit of fun, but we'll have to glitch our way there. But hopefully you guys will enjoy this method, and if you do, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's get started with the tutorial. Couple of things to note then just before we get started with this. First of all, this isn't like an official way of playing as Mighty and Ray during Mania mode. It's a little bit glitchy, it's not perfect, but it's the only means we know of unless Sega come out in the future with a patch that lets us do it properly. You will require access to debug mode. Okay, if you don't have debug mode, you'll need to unlock that first. And although you'll be playing as both Ray and Mighty, you can only control one character throughout the game, and the computer will control the other. So you can choose which one you want to control when you first start this method, but you will be stuck with that choice throughout the game. So with debug mode unlocked, unfortunately I've not discovered a way or figured out how you can do this with a save file. It might be possible, you can use debug mode on a save file, but I've not been able to get this method to work, so you'll have to let me know in the comment section if you are able to do so. And also credit to dazzlerJJD over at Reddit for making me aware of this method. Thank you very much for that. He actually discovered this on the Switch version of the game. I'm playing the PS4 version. I'm pretty sure you can do this on any system. Obviously, when I'm sharing the controls and stuff with you, just make sure you compensate by, using the controls on whatever system you're playing on. So we're going to first of all make sure that debug mode is turned on here. And we're going to switch over on a no save file to Sonic. Okay? You might be tempted to go for Mighty or Ray, but go for Sonic. And this is where you need some good timing now. Make sure you know what button it is that activates debug mode. On PS4, it's the square button. I believe on Switch, it's the Y button. I'm not sure about Xbox One. So what you're going to want to do is get your timing right, because if you hold square down now as you activate a new game, you're going to enter the level select. That's not what you want to do. Instead, when the screen's gone completely black, that's when you want to hold square down to activate debug mode during the opening cutscene. It's very important. If you don't get debug mode active during the cutscene, just restart and try again, because you won't be able to go any further. So here we go, I'm going to start the game. Hold square now, and there we go. Okay, into debug mode in the cutscene, and what we're going to want to do is cycle through to the end signpost there, okay? And you're going to want to place this on solid ground, because if it falls down into the water, it's not going to trigger the end of the level. And we'll just plonk that down there. And what you want to do then, without switching back to Sonic, because you could trigger the cutscene, which will stop the end of level happening, as the signpost still, we're just going to run through it. And then when it says, you've completed the act, you can turn debug mode off again by pressing square. Okay, Sonic won't continue to run at this point. Okay, so just follow these instructions exactly as I do them, because they are very particular. It's a little bit of work at the start here, and it's a little bit glitchy as I say, but once we actually get to start playing, everything will have sorted itself out and you won't have any glitches, okay? So we're in a kind of weird version of Angel Island Act 1, and you can either use debug mode to go to the end of the level, but you need to be careful when using debug mode unnecessarily, because you can get game overs. If you fall to the bottom of the level or something, you won't even lose a life, you'll just get game over. And then you're going to have to start again. So just to be on the safe side here, I'm just going to run across to the end. So we're in Mania mode, but we're actually playing the Encore mode version of Angel Island Act 1 here. It's not very long, and yes, still a bit glitchy, don't worry. That's just for the time being. So here we get to free Mighty and Ray. And we'll complete Act 1 again. The Encore mode version. And now, obviously, this is where you get to select whether you want Mighty or Ray. Now, for now, we're only going to be able to select one of them. Later on we'll have both, replacing Sonic completely. But this is very important. Select the one you don't want to play as throughout the game. I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, but select the one you don't want to play as. So for example, if I want to play as Mighty throughout this playthrough, I'm going to go ahead here and select Ray. Obviously, if you want to play as Ray, then go ahead and select Mighty. Now, despite the fact that you get the little mini tutorial there, as I mentioned, you won't be able to switch characters, unfortunately, because this is Mania mode, so it treats it as if you're like Sonic and Tails. So I'm pressing triangle, but we can't switch. Okay, now, obviously, because we can't take control of Ray or Mighty at this point, we're going to need to go into debug mode just once more in order to access the next part of the level here. But I would come back out of debug mode again so you don't get a game over through this cutscene. So I literally use debug mode there just to get up the level a bit so you can run to the end then as Sonic. And now we're going to be starting the game properly at this point. Okay, so this is where Mania mode would normally begin. And we're currently set up as Sonic and Ray. So we want to replace Sonic with Mighty, who I'll then be controlling throughout the playthrough. So what we're going to do is go back into debug mode here and cycle through to this box, the ring box, and then using your other cycle button, we're going to cycle through the ring box to a very strange icon. I don't want to go past it. This one. Okay, the others won't work, so just ignore those. This is the one we want. We're going to place that. And this is the one that's going to turn your character into one of these other characters. So we're going to replace Sonic with Mighty. Now you do need to get the timing pretty spot on here. Can be a bit awkward. So there's Mighty. There's Mighty. Ah, missed it. If you accidentally hit the same character, you'll find that Sonic disappears completely. Don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. Let's just come out of this. So we're going to try and get Mighty again. Yeah, we got him. Okay. And then Mighty and Ray will be together. So don't worry about it if you accidentally delete Sonic first. You'll still end up with Mighty and Ray once you hit Mighty. And there we have it, guys. It's literally all there is to it. I know that was a little bit of work. But now we can play through the entirety of Mania mode using Mighty and Ray. And okay, it's a little bit unfortunate that we can't take control of Ray. And we are stuck in debug mode. So just be careful not to activate the debug button if you don't want to use it. But if you want to experience what the game is like in normal original Mania mode, with the original colour palettes, the original level layouts, etc, etc, then, you know, you can do so using this method. There we have it. Act 1 completed. And I've just been making my way through Act 2 here, and I've not had any other issues. So those glitches that you get, it's literally just while you're going from Angel Island through to Green Hill Zone, because the game is obviously confusing Encore mode with Mania mode for some reason. So it's a little bit unfortunate there's no official way of pairing these two together in Mania mode. I hope that Sega will be able to maybe patch that into the game at some point. And it would be awesome as well if we could actually make use of both characters if they do that. So a little bit of feedback there for them. You know, more player options is never a bad thing, surely. I just cut the video there to save time. The transition is as you would expect in Mania mode, working normally. So here we are in Chemical Plant mode. And I did just play through a few more acts, and everything worked as you would expect it to. There was no problems whatsoever. I even got a couple of Chaos Emeralds as well, so the special stages are also working fine. You can literally play the game now. As far as I'm aware, you can just play the whole game as Mighty and Ray. Unfortunately, unless, again, you guys can figure out a way of doing this, you can't actually save. So anyway, folks, let me know what you think of this method down in the comment section below. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope that it's helped you. If it has, please support me by leaving a like and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And come back soon. Maybe we'll have more Sonic Mania Plus tips and tricks for you then. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.